Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm riding this. This is the TVS Apache RR 310 BS6 model, and as you can see it looks the same as before. It gets a bi-projector LED setup. It says bi-LED technology. Lights are really very nice. The bike looks super sporty, gets golden colored upside down forks as well. And you know what? This bike also gets a new color scheme. Now this dual tone treatment is absolutely fantastic, specifically grey, black, and the finishing of this motorcycle is also very impressive. Now of course this is a TVS motorcycle, which means it gets a lot of stickers right from Apache RR 310, ABS, DOHC, reverse incline, do not block, TVS racing, race spec. Everywhere you see there is one or the other sticker. In fact, this is the TVS logo. It says TVS racing right there. RR 310 is also placed there. So yes, TVS does go a little bit overboard in terms of putting stickers. Yeah, it says by LED technology, you name it, and there are so many stickers on this motorcycle. Like obviously it's there on this side, it's there on this side as well. Meanwhile, RR 310 logo right there on this machine. Everywhere you go there are logos. The lights look really very nice, and this is the grab rail. This machine does look very purposeful, looks very sporty as well. Gets Michelin rubber too, Michelin road tires, 150, 60, 17s at the rear. At the front obviously you get a 110 section tire. Okay, and you know what is the best part about this machine? Well, they've updated the instrument cluster, which is absolutely mind-bogglingly rad. Let me show it to you. First and foremost, what you're going to do is, okay, we are going to turn off the motorcycle. Now it gets a one-touch starter. Now integrated engine kill switch. Just look at this. Okay, if I just press it like this, it starts. What you're going to do is you're going to turn it off and just see how it turns on. Okay, every time you turn on the motorcycle, obviously it shows you racing since 1982 TVS racing, and just look below what comes. Okay, this is absolutely fantastic instrument cluster. Now it has a proper joystick on the left. We're going to browse through this. Here, if I press the top arrow, I can change the modes. It says track right there. Okay, there are 4 riding modes actually: urban, track, sport, and of course rain. You see the cluster is amazing. It's a 5-inch vertical screen, which actually looks like a smartphone to me. And there's so much information on offer. You know what? You can get into multiple information, like obviously ride mode. You can choose a lot of things here. That's not all. You can get into trip details. It's got 3 trip meters as well. Okay, my vehicle has service, performance record, mileage, speed, and laps as well. So yeah, it will tell you how much speed you have done. Average speed 30 km per hour, 0 to 60 km per hour timing, top speed, and whatnot. So yeah, this is a very loaded instrument cluster. It's amazing how TVS has made this so amazingly well. Now it's got connectivity options because it's got Bluetooth connectivity as well, with which you can obviously do navigation too. Gets a digital tachometer as well. So yeah, I can make a full video on this instrument cluster itself. That is how loaded it is. Wow, what a console. Now what you're going to do is you're going to turn off the motorcycle. Here, turn off the motorcycle, and I'm going to turn it on. Just notice, okay, when it turns on, what it shows you. The cluster is amazing. Okay, it is so detailed. It has amazing animation. Here you see below, yep, there the lights go just like a racetrack. That's amazing. It says where your gear. Plenty of information on offer. All the telltale lights are placed there. This is the shift light. Switch gear quality is also fantastic. This is the horn. This is to obviously toggle the lights, and it gets a hazard light switch, which by the way was removed in BS4 model. However, it doesn't get adjustable levers, something which should have been there at this price point. But since the bike is more or less the same as before, let's just start riding, shall we? Alright, let's get going. I love the way the instrument cluster starts. Look at it. It is always a theater. Just look at it. We are in sport mode right now. I like it a lot. I like it. Meanwhile, okay, one touch starter. That is how beautiful it is. It says service overdue. Here you want to first get, let's get going straight away. Now there are 4 riding modes which actually alter a lot of things. We're going to ride in sport mode for the moment, but what do these ride modes actually alter? So power output from this 310cc single cylinder engine, which is a reversed incline motor. Why is it reverse incline? So that it saves space in terms of wheelbase, and that gives it good amount of agility as well. So this reverse incline engine has the shortest exhaust ever on a motorcycle, probably. Yeah, kind of. Anyways, braking performance is really very nice and sure-footed. Now the thing is that in sport mode and track mode, the power output happens to be 34 PS and 27.3 Newton meters. Meanwhile, in the other 2 modes, which is urban and rain, the power output is restricted to 25 PS and 25 Newton meters, which means that it's a reduction of around 8-9 PS in terms of power output, and torque output by around 2.3 Newton meters or so. Now of course you can feel that difference when you're riding in the lower mode, that is urban and rain mode. You know what? the throttle response isn't that crisp either. So it actually does the throttle response further when you're riding this motorcycle in rain mode, but the power output and the torque output remain the same. Now the power and torque output remain the same in sport as well as track mode, but in track mode the throttle response is slightly more crispier and the ABS even less intrusive. So the ABS is the most intrusive in rain mode, slightly lesser intrusive in urban mode, even lesser intrusive in sport mode, and the least intrusive in track mode. In fact, it's so less intrusive in track mode that you can actually do a stoppie on this motorcycle, but the ABS is very well calibrated. The brakes are lovely on this machine, and this has a, you know what, it has a beautiful trellis frame. It's a split trellis frame, gives it great agility. Bike is actually light at 174 kgs, feels nimble and agile as well. Front end heavy, yes, definitely. So great amount of front end feel. In fact, the front end feel is so fab on this motorcycle that you can just flick it right, left and center. This is a fantastic motorcycle. In fact, here we go straight away. Over revolution warning, it's saying. You see, the performance is fantastic. It goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in around 7 seconds, but that blunts by 3 seconds in the lower modes. That is obviously urban as well as road mode. It will, urban and rain mode. It will take almost 10 seconds to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, making it quite slow, 3 seconds slower, but much more usable. I think there has to be a mode between those two and these two, rather, between urban and rain mode, and of course sport and track mode. There should be another mode which should be right in the center, because it feels too sprightly in sport mode, feels a little too dull down in urban mode. So we need something right in the center as well. Now you can change the modes on the go. You just have to open the throttle, and here we are in track mode right now. In track mode, it gives you even more crispier throttle response. Power delivery is very linear, extremely linear power delivery on this motorcycle. Okay, I can feel the brakes have become a little bit more responsive in the sense that ABS isn't that intrusive, and off we go. Red lines at 11,000 RPM. The gearbox is slick shifting. The clutch is also on the lighter side. Quite a lot of wind blast as such, but still quite less if you dug down. So the windscreen actually works. Top speed is around 165 kilometers per hour, making it quite quick as such. But I love the fact that this motorcycle feels so sporty to ride. It's an all-rounder machine in so many ways. So I'll tell you what, you can ride it in the city without any issue whatsoever. You can ride it out on the highway without any issue whatsoever. You can flick through traffic, you can tour on it, you can ride on the track, you can ride it everywhere. That's how tractable this motorcycle is. It's comfortable. Okay, the riding position is a bit leaned on, but even with the lean on riding position which I'm doing right now, I don't feel uncomfortable on this motorcycle. Yeah, TVS actually nailed it by making an all-rounder machine, and giving it ride mode is fantastic as well. Now red line comes at 11,000 RPM. However, the red line is capped at 9,000 RPM in the lower mode, that is urban as well as rain mode. But in that also there's another thing, that it feels a little jerky because of the earlier red line. The jerkiness goes in sport mode. Downshift, downshift. Here we go. I like the sound of this motorcycle. It sounds really very nice, sounds loud, but it also has a lot of vibrations, and those vibrations can be felt after 6,000-7,000 RPM every freaking where. You can feel the vibes on the foot pegs, on the handlebar, everywhere. It's like massive explosion of vibrations coming from this motorcycle. Yeah, that has to be dealt with. The rear view mirrors could have offered a better view though. Now, taking a U-turn is very easy, because this motorcycle just gives you fantastic riding position. Everything feels so good, easy, and of course sure-footed as well. Brakes are very nice. Very impressed by the brakes on this machine. Here we go. Power delivery is very linear, but feels the best in the mid-range somehow. So the price of this motorcycle is on the higher side now. TVS has been increasing features, refining the motorcycle, and also increasing the price in the process. This one costs rupees 2.95 lakh rupees on road Mumbai, making it almost rupees 3 lakhs for a single cylinder motorcycle. Now of course many of you would be like, KTMs cost more, but the KTMs have explosive performance. This motorcycle doesn't. The performance is just so much more accessible, mellowed down, and it could do with another 5 bhp of power. Now, reducing the power with riding modes is a kind of cool trick, but honestly, sport mode feels the best. Actually, track mode feels the best. But still, people who want the safety net of ABS actually kicking in at the right time would opt for the sport mode rather than the track mode, because it can be a little easy on the ABS, the track mode. Yeah, so you know what? They've done a smart thing by altering the throttle response, power, torque, as well as the ABS sensitivity with these riding modes, which is also kind of cool on this TVS Apache RR 310. Oh my god, I love the fact that the riding position is so good yet not tiring at all, which is kind of the USP for me of this motorcycle, because I feel so comfortable yet I feel one with the motorcycle. I don't feel detached. I don't feel like, oh fine, I'm riding sort of a touring motorcycle for the city as well as on the highway, because this fits in all the roles. This is a rare motorcycle which can do the track, which can do, I mean, I've already said that, but I'm so impressed by this fact that this motorcycle is able to do everything so well, so beautifully well, and especially the way it changes direction is super duper impressive. The front end feel is just fantastic. Ride quality is also very nice. So I mean, there's very little to complain about this motorcycle other than the fact that it could do with more power and torque for sure, and it could do definitely with a slightly more aggressive price. But then TVS has thrown everything and more. It gets fantastic tires. It's got one of the best tires in this price range. In fact, it's got the best tires on any TVS bike ever. Michelin Road 5 tires offer splendid grip, really fantastic rubber. So yeah, TVS hasn't cut corners anywhere. I just imagine, or rather I just wonder what would be the next generation of the TVS Apache RR 310, because this one itself is so freaking impressive. It doesn't feel the most responsive. Here we are in urban mode. I love the displays, the various displays of the instrument cluster, which is very rad indeed, really nice. I can feel the power delivery has gone for a bit of a toss, but then it just feels so much more accessible. Red line coming in too fast, and that's where you feel the jerkiness. The way the motorcycles are improving is absolutely baffling. Now, I would have put it on rain mode as well, but since it's not raining, although it was raining earlier today, I still can't do that. It's absolutely baffling how it's raining in December. For the city, performance is more than adequate even in urban mode. Out on the highway, the track mode and the sport mode also keep you engaged. And I love the fact that this motorcycle can actually be used on the tracks. That's how good it is. So as I see it, the TVS Apache RR 310 is a fantastic all-rounder of a motorcycle. It's not the most frantic or the one which is going to scare you silly. So those who want a safe motorcycle which also looks the part and can do all riding duties, this is probably the machine to opt for at a price with which you probably will get the KTM 250 Adventure, which just doesn't feel as thrilling somehow, because that 250cc engine isn't the best from KTM. So guys, this is my, okay, what am we doing? Let's stop and launch in urban mode as well, so you can see that too. Here we go. Yeah, 9000 RPM. It is redlining. Rain mode. I can just keep playing with these modes. It's so fun. And on that bombshell, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give the thumbs up, that's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Bye bye. Take care. I didn't even talk about GTT.
This one has it.
This one has GTT, which is not available in track mode. Basically what it does is that it's like a automatic. You don't have to clutch and it just glides through ahead.
You have to clutch. That's
Once you leave the clutch and all, then you can glide. You don't have to get on the throttle as such.
like a diesel engine's feel.
Oh, nice.
With a ready torque.
That's actually a very funky thing, you know. TVS has all of a sudden in the past few years gone crazy. This
technology मिलता है सब पेल दो.
हाँ बहुत दिन सोए एकदम जाके तो. So now you're not a Honda fanboy. No more Honda. Now it's TVS for the hill. And on that disappointment, it's time to end. Bye bye.
It's not a disappointment. It's actually a good thing. You know why? Because Honda is not getting anything. TVS is at least getting something.
You know why it's a disappointment? Because you are not loyal, which makes me pity your future wives.
अच्छा था वो wives multiple है.
खुशी देखो multiple wives की.